Hello YouTubers, this is David Frost reporting in again, and this time I have another movie clock video for you. This time I am going to do movie clock month by month, year by year. So let's get on with it. So for this month, opening today are 5 different movies. There is Dallas Buyers Club. And there, if you can really see that, let me zoom in a bit. Well, you get the picture now. That is the poster of Dallas Buyers Club, and it came out today, and it is rated R, stars Matthew McConaughey, whichever you prefer to call him, and Jared Leto, or Leto, whatever that is. Whatever his last name is. And the time length is 117 minutes. Here's the synopsis. The story of Texas electrician Ron Woodruff and his battle with medical and pharmaceutical companies after being diagnosed HIV positive in 1986. So that's Dallas Buyers Club. Next is Las Vegas. Here's the poster. Zoom in for a bit. And there you go. As you may have seen, it has four famous, if not just two of them, or three, movie actors. And it's rated PG-13, stars Michael Douglas, Robert De Niro, I believe, Morgan Freeman as well, and then Kevin Kline, I believe his name is, or whoever he is, Mr. Kline. I'll go off by saying that. And that is directed by John Turteltaub, or however you want to pronounce his name. That time length is 90 minutes. And here's the synopsis. Aging pals, Billy, Michael Douglas, Patty, Robert De Niro, Archie, Morgan Freeman, and Sam, Kevin Kline. I was right. It is Kevin Kline. Have been best friends since childhood. When Billy finally proposes to his much younger girlfriend, all four friends go to Las Vegas to celebrate the end of Billy's longtime bachelorhood and relive their glory days. However, the four quickly realize that the intervening decades have changed Sin City and tested their friendship in ways they had not imagined. So that is Las Vegas. Excuse me. And another movie, well, if you're, men out there who are into westerns, which like Dallas Buyers Club, I'm sure. And if you're men out there who enjoy a good time, going out there and, like films with older guys in them, and, like they get intense and whatnot. I don't know what really is going to be the genre of Las Vegas. But here is what I would believe would be a chick flick, Diana. Zoom in for you guys. Yeah, there we go. That's the best that's pretty much the best I can show of the poster. That is also rated PG-13. It stars Naomi Watts and Naveen Andrews, directed by Oliver Hirschspiegel, or however that's correctly pronounced. The time length is 113 minutes. Here's the synopsis. Diana takes audiences into the private realm of one of the world's most iconic and inexplicably public women, the Princess of Wales, Diana, two-time Oscar nominee Naomi Watts. In the last 2 years of her meteoric life, on the occasion of the 16th anniversary of her sudden death, acclaimed director Oliver Hirschspiegel, the Oscar-nominated downfall, explores Diana's final rite of passage. Excuse me. A secret love. Excuse me. Sorry for all the bodily interruptions. A secret love affair with Pakistani. Excuse me, I'm not doing so well tonight. Pakistani heart surgeon Hasnat Khan, or Naveen Andrews, who also showed it in Lost and The English Patient, the human complications of which reveal the princess's climatic days in a compelling new light. So that is Diana. Excuse me. Next is a kids film called Freebirds. Zoom in there as well. Sorry if you can't really read that. But here we go. It is rated PG. It stars Woody Harrelson and Owen Wilson, as well as Amy Poehler. And it is directed by Jimmy Hayward. The time length is 91 minutes, and here is the synopsis. In this irreverent, hilarious, adventurous buddy comedy for audiences of all ages, directed by Jimmy Hayward, who also directed Horton Hears a Who, two turkeys from opposite sides of the tracks must put aside their differences and team up to travel back in time to change the course of history and get turkey off the holiday menu for good. Real FX is a fully integrated movie studio that develops and produces both animated films and live-action movies. In addition to Freebirds, the company's slate includes a wide variety of projects like The Book of Life and an untitled film based on the book series Beasts of Burden. Well, the sentence starting with real FX and the sentence that follows that are just going off about movie stuff, not really anything particular to the Freebirds movie. And then, it's not really much of a family appropriate type of movie, because this one is rated PG-13 and it's called Ender's Game. So here's that poster. Yeah, it's really getting a nuisance on how hard it is for you guys to see, just because it's too bright. So I'll redo the movie posters at the end of this video. For this movie, like I said, it's rated PG-13. It stars Asa Butterfield and Harrison Ford. It's directed by Gavin Hood. And here's the time length is 114 minutes. The synopsis is: in the near future, a hostile alien race called the Formics have attacked Earth. If not for the legendary heroics of International Fleet Commander Mazer Rackham, or Ben Kingsley, the actor, all would have been lost. In preparation for the new attack, the highly esteemed Colonel Hiram Graff, or the actor Harrison Ford, and the international military are training only the best young children to find the future Mazer. Ender Wigan, Asa Butterfield, or however the person's or the actor's name is pronounced, excuse me, a shy but strategically brilliant boy is pulled out of his school to join the elite. Arriving at battle school, Ender quickly and easily masters increasingly difficult war games, distinguishing himself and winning respect amongst his peers. Ender is soon ordained by Graff as the military's next great hope, resulting in his promotion to command school. Once there, he's trained by Mazer Rackham himself to lead his fellow soldiers into an epic battle that will determine the future of Earth and save the human race. Based on the best-selling, award-winning novel Ender's Game is an epic adventure which stars here's just more detail on the list of actors and actresses. Asa Butterfield, Haley Steinfeld, Ben Kingsley, Viola Davis, with Abigail Breslin, and Harrison Ford. So those are the 5 movies that have come out today. Next, for you Marvel fans, or you Thor, excuse me, you fans of Thor, here is Thor: The Dark World. You know, for a moment, I'm just going to take a moment here and turn down the brightness of this screen myself. So it's so much better for you guys to see the poster. Yeah, it's still a little bright, but at least you see most of it. That's all I care about. So this movie comes out November 8th. It stars Chris Hemsworth and Natalie Portman. It is directed by Alan Taylor. And the time length is 112 minutes. But first, as I read on, I do not see the hidden surprise. Excuse me again. The hidden surprise of this film. If you are a Whovian, a Doctor Who fan, you would recognize a certain someone. If you don't know already, be prepared. Because of the fact that the main bad guy, who's not Loki this time, is the 9th Doctor. Christopher Eccleston is the main bad guy in Thor: The Dark World. If you haven't already recognized him in the trailer, or you haven't already become aware of the movie news on this specific movie already, that is the surprise. The 9th Doctor is the bad guy in this film. So, on with the synopsis. Marvel's Thor: The Dark World continues the big screen adventures of Thor, the mighty Avenger, as he battles to save Earth and all the 9 realms from a shadowy enemy that predates the universe itself. In the aftermath, in the aftermath of Marvel's Thor and Marvel's The Avengers, Thor fights to restore order across the cosmos, but an ancient race led man, I really got a bad cough tonight. But an ancient race led by the vengeful Malekith returns to plunge the universe back into darkness. Faced with an enemy that even Odin and Asgard cannot withstand, Thor must embark on his most perilous and personal journey yet, one that will reunite him with Jane Foster and force him to sacrifice everything to save us all. So that is Thor 2. Give me a moment here. Next, there's quite a bit here. We have The Book Thief. There's the poster. I'm sure you may have, if you've been to the theater, excuse me, if you've been to the movie theaters lately, I'm sure you've already seen the trailer for this movie. It also comes out November 8th. It stars Sophie Nellis and Jeffrey Rush. It is directed by Brian Percival, and the time length is not available at this time. Here's the synopsis. While subjected to the horrors of World War II Germany, young Liesel finds solace by stealing books and sharing them with others. Under the stairs in her home, a Jewish refuge is being sheltered by her adoptive parents. So that is Book Thief. Or let's just say if you're a specific fan of Marvel, if you're just a fan or geek or nerd of specifically Marvel, you would like Thor 2. If you're a fan of war and heroicism and action and adventure, I'm sure that'd be the genre for this movie, Book Thief. And you're a fan of old times of history specifically, you would like Book Thief. So I'm sure that this next movie, About Time, as it is called, is a chick flick, I would think. Here is the poster. Obviously, you would not be able to read all the words in that poster, but obviously it be in theaters everywhere. This movie poster specifically. And this is the third film that comes out November 8th. It stars Rachel McAdams and Dom Nall, or however his first name is pronounced, Domhnall, Gleason. Gleason. Time length is not available at this time. Here's the synopsis. At the age of 21, Tim Lake Domhnall Gleason discovers he can travel in time. The night after another unsatisfactory New Year party, Tim's father, Bill Nighy, or however it's pronounced, Nighy, tells his son that the men in his family have always had the ability to travel through time. Tim can't change history, but he can change what happens and has happened in his own life, so he decides to make his world a better place by getting a girlfriend. Sadly, that turns out not to be as easy as you might think. Moving from the Cornwall coast to London to train as a lawyer, Tim finally meets the beautiful but insecure Mary, Rachel McAdams. They fall in love, then an unfortunate time travel incident means he's never met her at all. So they meet for the first time again and again, but finally, after a lot of cunning time traveling, he wins her heart. Tim then uses his power to create the perfect romantic proposal to save his wedding from the worst best man speeches, to save his best friend from professional disaster and to get his pregnant wife to the hospital in time for the birth of their daughter, despite a nasty traffic jam outside Abbey Road. But as his unusual life progresses, Tim finds out that his unique gift can't save him from the sorrows and ups and downs that affect all families everywhere. There are great limits to what time travel can achieve, and it can be dangerous too. Oh boy. So, I guess it's a bit of a chick flick and somewhat not. So here's the next film, Dear Mr. Watterson, an exploration of Calvin and Hobbes. There's the poster. And it comes out November 15th. And it stars Berkeley Breathead, however that's pronounced, and Seth Green. Director is Joel Allen Schroeder. Time length is 89 minutes. Synopsis. Calvin and Hobbes took center stage immediately when they appeared in newspaper comics across the country in 1985. The funny pages were a big part of popular culture, and it was hard to find a comics reader who didn't like Calvin and Hobbes. A decade later, when Bill Watterson retired his strip, millions of readers felt the void left by the sudden departure of Calvin and his beloved Tiger. And many fans would never find a satisfactory replacement. In his retirement, as he did during his career, Mr. Watterson has steadfastly declined to license his beloved Calvin and Hobbes characters for any wider commercial purposes. Sorry if my cough irritates you. A principled decision that left perhaps hundreds of millions of dollars on the table. It has now been 18 years since the end of the Calvin and Hobbes era. Bill Watterson has kept an extremely low profile during this time, living a very private life in Ohio. Despite his quiet lifestyle, he is remembered and appreciated daily by fans who still enjoy his amazing collection of work. Dear Mr. Watterson is not a quest, mind you, to find Bill Watterson or to invade his privacy. It is, however, an exploration to discover why his simple comic strip has made such an impact on so many readers, and why it still means so much to us today. I, for one, am not a fan of Calvin and Hobbes. I don't have anything wrong with it, mind you, so don't get mad at me. I am just not a fan of it, and I'm not interested in ever becoming a fan of it, because I don't find not to disrespect those fans of Calvin and Hobbes out there. I'm just not finding anything interesting to be interested in Calvin and Hobbes. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 movies left. The Best Man Holiday. Here is the poster. And here's all the info on it. It comes out November 15th. It stars Terrence Howard and Morris Chestnut, and is directed by Malcolm D. Lee. Time length is not available at this time. But here's the rest of the cast. Taye Diggs, Regina Hall, Sana Lathan, Nia Long, Harold Perrineau, Monica Calhoun, and Melissa DeSouza. Excuse me. Here's the synopsis. When college friends reunite after 15 years over the Christmas holidays, they will discover just how easy it is for long-forgotten rivalries and romances to be ignited. Next is The Delivery Man. Obviously, it stars Vince Vaughn. Here's the poster. Just have patience with me, guys. It does take me a little bit to recognize what I'm doing at the same time. That's the best I can do right now with the poster. It is rated PG-13. It comes out November 22nd. It stars Vince Vaughn and Kobe Smulders. I'll take care of that cough sometime. The director is Ken Scott. The time length is 103 minutes. And here's the synopsis. From DreamWorks Pictures comes Delivery Man, the story of affable underachiever David Wozniak. His mundane life is turned upside down when he finds out that he fathered 533 children through sperm donations he made 20 years earlier. He, in debt to the mob, rejected by his pregnant girlfriend. Things couldn't look worse for David when he is hit with a lawsuit from 142 of the 533 20-somethings who want to know the identity of the donor. As David struggles to decide whether or not he should reveal his true identity, he embarks on a journey that leads him to discover not only his true self, but the father he could become as well. So that is Delivery Man. And here's the next fan favorite film. If you are a Hunger Games fan, I'm sure you are aware, if not already, about this upcoming film, The Hunger Games: Catching Fire. Here is the poster. As the best I can do for now. It comes out November 22nd. It stars Jennifer Lawrence and Josh Hutcherson. The time length, there is no director, by the way. The time length is 146 minutes. The Hunger Games, here's the synopsis. The Hunger Games: Catching Fire begins as Katniss Everdeen has returned home safe after winning the 74th annual Hunger Games along with fellow tribute Peeta Mellark. Winning means that they must turn around and leave their family and close friends, embarking on a victor's tour of the districts. Along the way, Katniss senses that a rebellion is simmering, but the capital is still very much in control as President Snow prepares the 75th annual Hunger Games, the Quarter Quell, a competition that could change Panem forever. Alright, so we got 3 movies left. This next one is from Disney. So it's a kids film. Wow, you guys really cannot see that at all. I am sorry for that. Let me fix that. There we go, now you can see it. Yes, it is called Frozen. It comes out November 27th. It stars Kristen Bell and Idina Menzel. The directors are Chris Buck and Jennifer Lee. The time length is not available at this time. Here is the synopsis. Featuring the voices of Kristen Bell and Idina, however that's pronounced, Menzel, Frozen is the coolest comedy adventure ever to hit the big screen. When a prophecy traps a kingdom in eternal winter, Hannah, a fearless optimist, teams up with extreme mountain man Kristoff and his sidekick reindeer Sven on an epic journey, not adventure, to find Anna's sister Elsa, the Snow Queen, and put an end to her icy spell. Encountering mystical trolls, a funny snowman named Olaf, Everest-like extremes, and magic at every turn. Anna and Kristoff battle the elements in a race to save the kingdom from destruction. Next is Old Boy. Here is the poster. And here's the information on this. It is rated R. It comes out November 27th. It stars Josh Brolin and Elizabeth Olsen. The director is Spike Lee, and the time length is 118 minutes. Here's the synopsis. Dai-Su is an obnoxious drunk bailed from the police station yet again by a friend. However, he's abducted from the street and wakes up in a cell, where he remains for the next 15 years, drugged, unconscious, when human contact is unavoidable. Otherwise, with only the television as company. And then, suddenly released, he is invited to track down his jailer with a denouement, however that's spelled, Denoue, that is simply stunning. Here's the last film that comes out during this month of November. Homefront. It stars Jason Statham, James Franco, Winona Ryder, and Kate Bosworth. Here's the poster. Obviously, that is Jason Statham and James Franco. It is released November 27th. It stars Jason Statham and James Franco, as I already said. Director is Gary Flatter, and the length is 100 minutes. Here's the synopsis. A widowed ex-DEA agent retires to a small town for the sake of his 10-year-old daughter. The only problem is he picked the wrong town. Okay, that isn't much of a synopsis, so it doesn't make sense until you see the movie trailer and the movie itself. So, first off, I would like to go back starting off with Frozen. Excuse me. Because the movie Frozen comes out Thanksgiving Day, as well as Old Boy and Homefront. So once again, I would like to go over the posters. Okay, so I'm doing my best to get this right. To make it good enough where you can see it. So that is Dallas Buyers Club. Las Vegas. Diana. Okay, that was weird. Okay, you already got that. Freebirds. The greatest turkey movie of all time is what it says in the white. Ender's Game. Sorry if that's still not bright enough. Let me darken it a bit more. There we go. Thor: The Dark World. The Book Thief. Let me correct that. About Time. Dear Mr. Watterson. The Best Man Holiday. Excuse me. The Delivery Man. There you go. The Hunger Games: Catching Fire. So the second installment of the Hunger Games franchise. Frozen. Old Boy. And for last, Homefront. Alright. So those are all the movies coming out this month of November. I thank you guys for watching this video. Please rate, comment, subscribe, like, share, whatever else you want to do with this video. And also please subscribe to my first channel, Mr. D Frost 2. And if you've enjoyed this video, come back next month, for I will bring to you the movies of December. I thank you guys for watching, and have a good night.